Ukraine war latest. Armed ship destroyed in Crimea, Kyiv says. Controversial U.S. television host launches show in Russia. Ukrainian forces strike Russian missile ship in Crimea. Over the weekend, Ukrainian forces reportedly struck and destroyed the Russian missile ship Zelenskyy in Crimea. This development marks a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The incident occurred amid heightened tensions in the region, with Moscow seeking to draw out Kyiv's forces. The Ukrainian military claims that the Zelenskyy was the last Russian warship armed with cruise missiles stationed on the occupied peninsula of Crimea. Earlier reports indicated that Ukrainian forces had successfully hit the vessel, but further confirmation was needed to assess the extent of the damage. According to updated information from the Ukrainian General Staff, the Ukrainian Defense Forces executed a long-range attack on the Russian Project 22800 Zelenskyy missile ship in Sevastopol on the night of May 19th. The Ukrainian Navy later confirmed that the vessel had been destroyed. Notably, that Zelenskyy had never fired a cruise missile during its active service. Crimea, which was annexed by Russia in 2014, remains a contentious flashpoint in the conflict. It serves as the home base for Russia's Black Sea Fleet headquarters in Sevastopol. As of now, the Russian Defense Ministry has not issued any official statements regarding the incident. EU countries allocate profits from frozen Russian assets to aid Ukraine. In a significant move, European Union countries have reached an agreement to utilize the profits from frozen Russian assets to provide military support and aid in the reconstruction of war-torn Ukraine. The EU currently holds approximately €210 billion, £179 billion, in Russian central bank assets, most of which are frozen in Belgium as a response to Moscow's aggression against Ukraine. The interest generated from these frozen assets could potentially yield around €3 billion, £2.56 billion, annually. Given Ukraine's urgent need for additional weapons and ammunition, the EU has decided to allocate 90% of these funds to a special fund known as the European Peace Facility. Many EU member states already use this fund to reimburse expenses related to arms and ammunition sent to Ukraine. The remaining 10% of the funds will be directed to the EU budget. These programs aim to bolster Ukraine's defense industry and contribute to post-conflict reconstruction. However, some countries within the EU may express objections to their share being used for military purposes. Notably, Hungary, a member state, has refused to supply weapons to Ukraine, highlighting the complexities and differing stances within the EU regarding military assistance. Russians fleeing to Turkey face residency challenges. Following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, tens of thousands of Russians sought refuge in Turkey. However, a recent report by Reuters indicates that many of these individuals have since moved on to other countries due to residency issues and rising costs. Turkey, as Russia's Black Sea neighbor and a NATO member, initially emerged as a safe haven for Russians seeking to escape the conflict. Cities like Istanbul and the Mediterranean resort of Antalya became preferred destinations. Some of these Russian expatriates opposed the invasion, while others aimed to protect themselves and their businesses from Western sanctions imposed on Moscow. Despite the initial appeal, residency challenges and economic pressures have led many Russians to seek alternative destinations beyond Turkey. The situation underscores the complexities faced by displaced individuals caught in the aftermath of armed conflicts. Decline in Russian residents with Turkish permits amid Ukraine war. Struggles with residence permits lead to exodus. As the conflict between Ukraine and Russia continues, some Russian citizens have faced uncertainty and challenges related to their residency status in Turkey. Recent data reveals a significant decline in the number of Russians holding Turkish resident permits. The numbers. At the end of 2022, there were approximately 154,000 Russians with valid resident permits in Turkey. However, this figure has sharply decreased to 96,000 this month, a decline of more than a third. The reasons behind this trend are multifaceted and shed light on the complexities faced by expatriates in the region. Residence permit struggles. 9 Russian citizens, who spoke to Reuters, highlighted the difficulties they encountered while attempting to secure or renew their residence permits since early 2023. These challenges have prompted many to explore alternative destinations where residency processes are more straightforward. Seeking refuge in Serbia and Montenegro. Among the few European countries that have welcomed Russian expatriates, Serbia and Montenegro stand out. These nations offer relative stability and a more predictable environment for those seeking refuge. As costs rise and bureaucratic hurdles persist in Turkey, some Russians have opted to relocate to these Balkan countries. Economic pressures and banking difficulties. Turkish inflation reached a staggering 70% last month, exacerbating financial strain for residents. Additionally, The impact of international sanctions has made basic banking operations more cumbersome. Uncertainty about the future, coupled with economic challenges, has prompted individuals like Dmitry, a 46-year-old IT sector employee, to reconsider their stay in Turkey. Dmitry's story. Dmitry's journey reflects the broader experiences of many Russians. After Vladimir Putin announced a mobilization in September 2022 to recruit Russian men for military service in Ukraine, Dmitry left St. Petersburg and reunited with his wife and 4-year-old son in Istanbul. However, in January 2023, he received an unexpected text message. His residency application had been rejected without explanation. Faced with uncertainty, Dmitry made the difficult decision to leave Istanbul behind. "We moved to Montenegro because it is economically and politically more stable than Turkey," Dmitry explained. His case underscores the delicate balance between personal safety, bureaucratic challenges, and economic considerations for those caught in the aftermath of armed conflicts.